What is going on, everyone? I hope you are all having a fantastic day. So in my last video, I talked about how to increase your credit limit and the strategy that I used to take my credit limit from just $250 to now having over $25,000 in available credit. And after making that video, a lot of you asked if you should start with the Discover It credit card or the new SoFi credit card, since both of these are fantastic beginner credit card options. So today, let's compare the features and cash back that each of these credit cards are going to offer you, and hopefully help you decide which one might be the better financial tool for you. All right, let's jump right into it. Now, as I've mentioned before, I do personally have both the Discover It and the SoFi credit cards, and while I have had the Discover It card for a lot longer, since I actually got this the day I turned 18, I do use both of these cards pretty equally in my day-to-day spending. And I will also mention that I have done separate reviews on both the Discover It credit card and the SoFi credit card, so if you want a really in-depth look at either of these card options, then definitely check out those videos on my channel as well. So let's start off with the Discover It card, since that is actually the first one that I had, and is probably the most common beginner credit card. So for starters, the Discover It credit card has no annual fee, which is really important, especially if you are just getting started with building up your credit history and your credit score, because you want to be focused on building healthy spending habits and ensuring that you are, one, always paying off your credit card at the end of every single month, and two, treating it as if it is cash. And you don't have to worry about making sure that you're getting enough benefit out of the card to justify the annual fee that a lot of other credit cards may charge. So not only is this card free to use, but you're also going to get 5% cash back on various rolling categories that I'll go through in detail in a second, and 1% cash back on all other purchases. Plus, Discover will currently match all of the cash back that you earn at the end of your first year, dollar for dollar. Meaning if you earn $500 in cash back in your first year, then at the end of that year, they are going to automatically give you another $500, which is really awesome. So because of that bonus, this essentially means that for your first year, you're going to earn 10% cash back on those rolling categories and 2% cash back on all other purchases, which beats out 99% of the best cards on the market. Now, about those rolling categories. Obviously, these are subject to change, but in the 3 years that I have had my Discover It card and been a Discover customer, they have largely stayed exactly the same. So, from January to March, you're going to earn 5% cash back at grocery stores, Walgreens, and CVS on up to $1,500 in purchases. So if you max out that $1,500 limit, which really shouldn't be too difficult depending on your spending habits, then that means that you're going to get $75 in cash back from that one category alone. And remember, this is going to be matched at the end of your first year, meaning just from this one 3-month category, you're going to get $150 in cash back if you do max it out. Then from April to June, you're going to get 5% cash back at gas stations, wholesale clubs, and a number of streaming services as well. And all of this is also going to be capped at $1,500 for that 3-month period. From July to September, you're going to get 5% cash back at restaurants and PayPal, which is used for pretty much every online marketplace nowadays, so you really shouldn't have any problem hitting that limit. And then lastly, from October to December, you're going to get that same 5% cash back at Amazon, Walmart, and Target.com. So again, it's obviously going to depend on your spending habits, but in my opinion, it really just breaks down to $500 per month, and each of those categories is going to offer you $150 in cash back at the end of your first year. So really that means you're getting 10% cash back on categories that most of us probably spend a lot of money in anyways. So if we add all of that up, that means that you're going to get $300 in cash back just from these categories, and if you include that cash back match that you're going to get at the end of your first year, that's actually $600 in cash back, not to mention the 1% cash back that you're getting from all of your other purchases as well. Now, one question that I have received a lot when it comes to the Discover It card in particular is, have I ever gone to use my credit card and been told that the merchant doesn't accept Discover cards? And that's a very valid question, because Discover in general is definitely not as widespread of a network as something like Visa or MasterCard. Well, I will say that in my personal experience in 3 years of being a Discover It customer, I have never once been turned down by a merchant either in person or online who said that they do not accept Discover cards. And it does say on Discover's website that their card is accepted at 99% of locations nationwide. Now, I have had others mention in the comment section that this can largely depend on your geographic location, but in general, I would say that yes, in the past, Discover was definitely not as widely accepted as some of the other competitors, but they have grown significantly significantly in the past several years, and as a result, I personally don't feel that you have anything to worry about as far as your Discover card not being accepted. Just for the sake of being thorough, the interest rate on this card is currently between 12 and 23%, but I'm hesitant to even mention that because the interest rate on any credit card should be absolutely irrelevant to you. Because if you ever pay a dime in interest to any credit card company, then you really ought to just cut up that credit card immediately, because that obviously shows that you're not using that card properly. Like I said, I've been a Discover customer for years now, and I now have multiple credit cards with over $25,000 in available credit, and I have never once paid a single cent in interest to any credit card company, and I highly encourage you to do the exact same thing. Again, if you can't treat your credit card as if it is cash and ensure that you are paying it off at the end of every single month, then you probably shouldn't have that credit card in the first place. Now, the last thing that I will mention specifically about the Discover It card, for those of you who do care, is that they do offer 25 different credit card designs that you can choose from on the website, and I know that I and many others do care about this for whatever reason, so that's another thing that you'll definitely want to keep in mind. And you can always log into your account and request a new design, so if you aren't happy with the first one that you pick, then no worries, you can always change it and get a new design as well. Alright, so let's now move on to the newly released SoFi credit card. Now, we probably won't talk about the SoFi credit card quite as much just because it is a lot more simple and doesn't have any of those rolling categories like the Discover It card, but it is still a fantastic beginner credit card option in my opinion, especially if you just want a simple flat cashback across the board. So just like the Discover It card, the SoFi credit card has no annual fee and is going to offer you 2% unlimited cashback across the board. And well, that's it. Okay, there's definitely a lot more that we're going to talk about with this card, but as you can see, it is a lot more simple than the Discover It card, and it's going to give you that flat cash back. So if you really value simplicity and don't want to have to activate those different rolling categories, then you're probably going to like the SoFi credit card a lot more. Now, the way that this works is you're going to get 2% cash back when you redeem those cashback points towards your SoFi Money account, your SoFi Invest account, or even pay it towards eligible SoFi loans as well. I know that might sound a little bit confusing, but I promise it is as easy as going into the credit card tab on the SoFi app, clicking the redeem button under the reward section, and then telling it how you would like to redeem those points. So like I said, you can take the direct cash right into your SoFi Money account, put that cash back directly towards your credit card balance, invest it with fractional shares through the SoFi Invest platform, and even use it to pay down your SoFi loans as well. And personally, I love and see a ton of value in the fact that they are ensuring that you are using this cash back to pay off your debts or save that money and set it aside for a rainy day in a simplified and automated way. So as you can probably tell, something like the SoFi credit card is a lot more simplified when compared to something like the Discover It card. So honestly, between the two, it's really just going to be a personal preference. Now, depending on your income and some other variables like your credit history, you hopefully shouldn't have any problems qualifying for either of these cards. But from my experience, I would say that if you have absolutely no credit history at all, then you probably have a better shot qualifying for the Discover It card, specifically their secured card. However, even if you don't have any credit history, you might still be able to qualify for either of these cards, so I wouldn't necessarily write off any of them just because you're brand new to credit. So if you know that you spend a good amount of money in those rolling categories that we talked about earlier with the Discover It card, then that is probably going to be the better option for you, and I promise activating those categories literally takes like 5 seconds and can be done right from your smartphone, plus the cashback match at the end of your first year is going to beat out pretty much every other beginner credit card on the market. On the other hand, if your spending is a lot more evenly spread out across the board and not in those particular categories, and you prefer to have that flat, simplified cashback across the board, then you're definitely going to want to focus on the SoFi credit card, and that's probably going to be the better option for you. Now, SoFi does not currently offer a bonus for the credit card itself, but you will need a SoFi Money account in order to get this card. So there is a link down in the description below that will allow you to get $50 for free when you open and fund a SoFi Money account so that you can get the SoFi credit card. Discover, on the other hand, offers a $50 statement credit for new members when you sign up with a referral link, so there is a link down in the description if you want to get that $50 statement credit for the Discover It card, and I'll leave that down there until those 10 offers are claimed. However, if you just want to shop around and sign up on your own, then that is completely fine. I just wanted to offer these different sign-up bonuses to you. So personally, I started with the Discover It card just because the SoFi credit card was not available at the time, but either card would be a fantastic option for you if you are just getting started, and it really all depends on what you're looking for and your spending habits. So let me know if you prefer the SoFi credit card or the Discover It card down in the comment section below, and why you feel that is the better option for you. As always, if you did enjoy this video and you want to help support me, it would mean a lot to me if you would hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and share this video with someone who you think would get value out of this content as well. And as always, thank you so much for your time. I really do appreciate it. Take it easy, and I'll see you in the next one.